Do you know why some people can't let go of the past? And does it mean that they're weak, stuck, or broken? It means something else entirely. And if you're someone who finds old memories resurfacing when you least expect them, this is probably for you. In this video, we're talking about something a lot of people carry quietly. Let's dive into it. You know that thing you do where something from years ago suddenly pops into your head? A conversation you replay, a moment that still feels unfinished, a version of yourself you barely recognize now, and you catch yourself wondering why your mind still goes there even though so much time has passed. If you're honest, you've probably heard it before. You need to let it go. You're stuck. You're living in the past. But if I'm talking to you as a friend, not an expert, not someone diagnosing you, just someone who understands this pattern, I want you to hear this clearly. You're not broken for remembering. You're remembering for a reason. People love to label it. They say you're holding grudges, that you romanticize old pain, that you overthink everything. Sometimes they say it jokingly, sometimes with concern, but what they don't see is that you're not replaying the past because you enjoy it. You're replaying it because something important happened there, and your brain doesn't want you to miss the lesson. Think about it. You don't obsess over random, meaningless days. It's always the moments where something shifted, where someone changed, where you trusted and felt exposed, where things ended without clarity. Your mind keeps returning to those moments because they didn't resolve cleanly, and the human brain struggles with unfinished emotional stories, especially the ones that shaped how safe you felt. From a psychology perspective, memory isn't just storage, it's protection. Experiences that carry emotional weight get stored differently. When something hurts, confuses, or destabilizes you, your nervous system flags it as important. It's not trying to punish you later, it's trying to keep you informed. So when something in the present feels familiar, even subtly, that memory resurfaces, not to trap you, to guide you. That's why being told to just forget it never works. Forgetting feels unsafe to your system. It feels like ignoring valuable information, and your brain doesn't work that way. It pays attention to patterns. A lot of people who struggle to let go learned this early. Maybe you grew up around inconsistency, unpredictable moods, affection that came and went, or maybe nothing obvious happened, just enough emotional uncertainty that you learned to stay alert, to notice how people behaved right before things changed. So your memory became sharp, not because you were anxious, but because you were adapting. Remembering became a form of self-protection. Understanding patterns felt safer than being surprised again. And this doesn't mean you want to go back. Most people who can't let go of the past don't want to relive it. They're trying to understand it. They're asking quiet questions. How did that change me? Why did that hurt so much? What did I learn there? You're not clinging, you're integrating. That's the difference people miss. There's a big gap between being stuck and being shaped. You've moved forward, you've grown, but you carry memory because it explains who you are now, why you're careful, why you hesitate, why you don't jump into things the way others seem to. Most people cope by distracting themselves forward, new noise, new goals, new faces. You cope by reflecting, by connecting dots. That doesn't mean you're behind, it means you're deep. That depth can feel lonely because when you remember deeply, it changes how you connect. You don't open up quickly. You don't forget just because time passed. You forgive, maybe, but you don't erase. And people sometimes mistake that for being distant, when really you're just aware of how much emotional weight you carry. Here's something I want you to hear. The pain didn't start when you began remembering. It started earlier, in moments where you felt unseen or left to process things alone. Remembering didn't create the pain. It formed around it. It was your way of saying, this mattered. Sometimes the past feels safer than the present, not because it was better, but because it's known. You survived it. The present is uncertain, the future unpredictable, so your mind goes back to what it understands, not to escape, but to ground itself. That's why letting go feels wrong to you. It sounds like erasing parts of yourself that worked hard to keep you safe, and your resistance makes sense. For you, letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means carrying the memory without letting it control you, and you're already doing that more than you realize. You're not living in the past, you're living with it, and that difference matters. If this felt uncomfortably accurate, you're not alone. This channel exists for people who think quietly, feel deeply, and want understanding instead of judgment. If you want more conversations like this, you can subscribe. You don't have to fix yourself here. You're already welcome.